Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrew. Today we're going to talk about something that I think is really fun, and that is that books I want to see adapted into films or TV shows. I believe most of these I'd want films, but we'll just kind of get into it. But that's the whole premise, that's the whole idea of the video, so let's just get started. The first one being Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I think this would make a phenomenal movie. I think that the way that like there's all these laws and rules and council, I feel like if you could kind of take like sort of what they did with the Hunger Games, but also kind of what they did with iRobot, because there's like these laws that are listed at the beginning of the book that are like, I'm just opening this, and apparently according to Neil Shusterman, this has already been in the works for an adaptation for a movie, but then I'm very excited. I think this would make a very good movie, and just like also has elements of like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show Torchwood, which is, you know, a remix of the Letters from Doctor Who, because it's kind of a spin-off of Doctor Who. But Torchwood, that's such a good show. I kind of want to rewatch that show now, but like, this is so good. Okay, next up we have Nevermore by Jessica Townsend, which I also believe is being adapted by apparently the same people who did The Greatest Showman. It's going to be a movie musical, which is very exciting. I'm very excited for that. I think this would make such a good movie. I think it would be so cute and whimsical and just amazing. I think, and it really has that potential to grow up and get grittier and darker as we go along, and just, you know, amazing. I definitely would love to see this in theaters. Like, yes, like this is what I want. Next we have The Poppy War, which I barely talked about last year because of the HarperCollins strike, but this was my favorite book of last year, I believe. And this is some dark shit, but this is like Mulan, but Avatar, The Last Airbender as well, but like if everybody in Avatar's powers came from like the gods, like this is such a good book, and I would love to see this like as a TV show. And I mean, I kind of want to see it like how they animated Avatar, but also I could also see this again being kind of along the lines of like the Hunger Games with an adaptation, like, but like this has like elements of like this would just be such a good, like you could possibly condense this into a film because it's only 500 pages, and like a lot of what I love about here is like the internal character stuff though, so I feel like you would kind of lose that in a film. So I think like if it could be a TV show where we're getting a lot of like, you would have to, because it's a TV show, we would have to have like her like sharing her thoughts with like a certain character. I mean, it could be any character, but like she could be like sharing her thoughts with like battle strategy and how she's feeling about what's going on. But the part one of this, when she's like at the school, would be absolutely, oh, I pictured it in my head so beautiful. I can remember like this scene with like the tree and the like flowers, like, yes, I could just, you know, maybe like a or maybe like a, I don't know, like I just picture Avatar animation, but I also kind of picture Mulan animation. Like these things are both animated. I can't think of anything live action that I've seen that reminds me of this. I mean, I guess the Hunger Games, but like I think it'd be better as like a TV show. I think there's too much in here, especially in the whole series, to do just a few movies. Obviously like HBO, I think, does the best with adaptations. Like I think they could do this really well. This like probably has like similar darkness to like Game of Thrones also. Like they could do stuff like that if they want to go live action. HBO would be a good place to do it, I think. Next up we have Truly Devious, which I would love to see as a TV show. I mean, it's like all these characters, they're all very eclectic. Like there's a whole academy, there's a whole situation. I just think this is so much fun. This is like, I don't know, I kind of picture it like a Pretty Little Liars thing, but like way less like, I can't think of the word, but like this is like much more light, like a very light-hearted Pretty Little Liars. I don't know, I'm just trying to think of like a school setting, but like a private school setting. I don't know, but like I loved this, and I love all 4 books. I mean, I do think the original trilogy is like my favorite, but this was just so much fun, and I'm really trying to think of like anything to compare this to, but I really can't. I just like kind of like Gossip Girl-y because like it has like that like sarcastic wit, but like some elements of Gossip Girl with like the friendship stuff, but like make the characters more quirky, and then also like have kind of the Pretty Little Liars thing because like there's a mystery going on. And this would be such a good like thing to watch because like it flashes back and forth in time between like the present day and like the 1980s maybe, or 1936. It goes back and forth between present day and 1936, which is pretty far back, but I mean, I love when TV shows like have like a section that goes like back in time or whatever, or like shows characters from the past. Like this, I think would be a very good TV adaptation. Then we've got Amari and the Night Brothers, which I would love to see a movie for with this as well, kind of similar to the Nevermore situation. I mean, the series is called like Supernatural Investigations, so depending on how long the series gets, I feel like it might possibly be better as a TV show, but as of right now, I feel like I'm picturing this as like, again, a movie, like Studio Ghibli movie, maybe? I don't know, like that animation style, kind of. But this might be too dark for that, so I don't know. Next up we have Legendborn, which I think needs to be on the CW. Like I just think like this needs to be a show on the CW. I feel like it would just do really well. I feel like it's got similar Vampire Diaries elements to it, but also like a lot of the CW shows that are out there have a supernatural thing going on, like the show Supernatural itself, but even like Charmed and Buffy, like these are all like in that vein, and I feel like the CW could do this justice. I feel like they would do it really well. From what I've seen of the CW that I enjoy, like those shows I just mentioned, like I think they all have that like element. I don't know if that show, who made that show, Merlin, but like whoever developed that, they need to come on with the CW and like help out and create this, and I think it would be a phenomenal TV show. I would love to see it. The show that I want to see the absolute most, is The Diviners. This is what I want to see the most. And I don't want it to be a CW show. I want this to be developed by the people who make American Horror Story. Like the people who write and direct American Horror Story, I want them to pick this up. Like specifically, like season 1 of American Horror Story reminds me so much of The Diviners. But also like, they'd have to make it more lighthearted because like there's so much humor, but also like some of the shit that goes on in here is so terrifying, especially if you're like religious. So, you know, I would caution you with this, but this is so good. Like I want the people who made American Horror Story to make this, and apparently people who developed like Gossip Girl have their hands on it, and I want that to go away, and I want the people who developed American Horror Story, I want Ryan Murphy to pick this up and adapt it, and I will be the most excited I've ever been in my life for anything. Like this needs to be a show. Like there's so much content, and there's 4 books, and maybe they could make the ending better, because the 4th book is definitely my least favorite, but this would translate so well. It's 1920s supernatural New York. I mean, so good, just so good. It's already been optioned, but like there's been no news. I really want some news, really bad. There we go. Please let me know what books that you'd like to see adapted. If you agree with me on any of these, disagree with me on any of these, think they should be shows versus movies, or vice versa. But otherwise, I will leave my Instagram, Goodreads, and Twitter all in the description for you to check out if you would like. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye.